Hi, I'm Negin Toosi, and I'm here to share my research. The big question that we were asking was, how do people think about different religions? What are our diversity ideologies when it comes to religion? And some people prefer not to think about it. They might label religion as something personal, subjective. It's kind of taboo to share publicly. And we could call this religion avoidance, kind of like colorblindness as a racial ideology. Another approach is religion acknowledgement, which is sort of similar to multiculturalism. We recognize, we celebrate the existence of different religions. Maybe we wish our coworkers happy holidays for their celebrations, or we try not to schedule things on other people's holy days. But there's another approach that we're calling religious polyculturalism, building on Rosenthal and Levy's work. This means being aware of how religious identities have grown out of and shaped each other. For example, thinking about how the Qur'an includes stories of the miracles of Jesus, or that Abraham is a prophetic figure for 5 different religions. Also examples of change in syncretism, like the inclusion of components of pagan festivals and Christmas, like decorating trees, and Easter, like the eggs and the bunnies. And as far as the principle of progressive revelation, that's a key part of the Baha'i Faith. Right? So in this research, we want to investigate some of the correlates of these ideologies, particularly in terms of recognition of religious prejudice and willingness to stand up against it. We found that religious polyculturalism was our most consistent predictor of the ability to recognize incidents of religious prejudice as prejudice. So this was especially true of systemic forms of prejudice, such as religious profiling or the use of presumed information about religion to make safety checks at the airport, but also interpersonal cases, like somebody calling someone else a religious slur, that religious polyculturalism, and to a lesser extent, one of our samples, the multiculturalism or the identity acknowledgement as well. So both religious acknowledgement and polyculturalism were predictive of people's supports for religious rights and their willingness to stand up against prejudice. But it seems that those who endorsed polyculturalism were more likely to spot prejudice in the first place. So that's a brief overview of our research. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me.